in theory, Elon could have bought it, and acquired the stock officially on March 14th. Keeps quiet, obviously. And the SEC files through the SEC. Stock goes nuts. He could theoretically just offload it and make billions of dollars just because the stock's up 25% since the news was announced. Most people don't think he did that. Most people think that he's coming for Twitter, and he's gonna, and that was the other part of the timeline that I thought was interesting. So he made this move on March 14th. On March 25th, he said, March 24th, he's been firing off about Twitter a lot. Okay, so on March 24th, he puts a poll out there. Should the Twitter algorithm be open sourced? Meaning hey, everybody is just calling for more general transparency of how Twitter, the tweets that you see end up on your timeline. So more just transparency. He tweeted that out. Basically, I think it was 75% of those polls agreed with him. And then he also said that on 3/26, he put out another poll, okay? Given that Twitter serves as the de facto public town square, failing to adhere to free speech principles fundamentally undermines our democracy. What should be done? And
I saw that one.
Okay, so then he puts out that poll, and then he follows it with, is a new platform needed? Okay, so and he had talked about openly, publicly before, and he said, and on 3/25, so all around, so he had the 3/24, 3/25, 3/26 is when he is doing all these kind of free speech, public. Should it be more transparent? Should you have free speech? Should you, or how important free speech is? And then he said that, free speech this is on 3/25. Now, free speech is essential to the functioning democracy. Do you believe that Twitter rigorously adheres to this principle? 70.4% answered no. But again, this is after he's already made the big push. He's already put down the $3 billion to acquire all the 73.5 million shares. And then the follow-up to that poll, where it is, does Twitter rigorously adhere to this principle, when everybody said no, or 70.4% of the people said no, he said the consequences of this poll will be important. Please vote carefully. So there had been all this speculation and talk. Well, what's Elon doing? And he had floated out the idea of starting his own, basically his own Twitter, his own new social media platform. Well, we've seen a lot of that. Okay, recently Trump has Truth or whatever he's calling his. There's the other video one that's supposed to be competitive with YouTube called Rumble. Then there's a few of these, okay? And I would say that all of them kind of fail in a way, but there's a marketplace for ideas where people feel disenfranchised or disenchanted with Twitter's censorship policies, that they're moving over to these other ones, and they become more of a right-wing echo chamber. And that's no good either. The whole point of having what Elon describes as a public square is to have everybody be able to engage and see the same dialogue, which has not been the case. Everyone's kind of factioned off. That's why he's calling for an open source algorithm. So if you can't create your own and you can't beat them, Elon himself has been suspended by Twitter before for, I can't remember what exactly. If you can't beat them, buy them.